Fuck it, I'll just go with you guys. I'm going with Captain Noon. That's my sidekick. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Milo Wilson, aka Suspect 20, and you are here for a presidential broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just adjourned our President's Club meeting, and it was a big one. It was a big one tonight, no? Yeah, it was kind of long. It was pretty important though. It was pretty meaningful. Pretty meaningful for sure. A few topics of conversation, at least 5 or 6 of them. And let me get this started, and guys will give you the highlights. What's going on in the S202 crew? I should have just hired you two up, and then it would just automatically bring you in here with me.
Does it do that with the golf too?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does it with the golf too. Alright, Captain Danger and E-Man are joining up on that. And in the meantime, we just want to go ahead and tell you, a president's meeting was called this afternoon. I don't know what that meeting was called because of, if it wasn't just time for one of the presidents to go ahead and chest. You guys received a notification today. All playlists races will be suspended next week, or until further notice, until I decide that it's time for us to get back into those playlists and those competitive settings. So before I start, I want to say that nobody in S202 is in trouble by any means. When you guys try hard and you win races and you win the playlist, that is just evidence of your ability and skill on the track. When you do so cleanly, that is just evidence of the influence that you have received inside of our crew and from other racers around you. I like to see that influence. I don't know why any of you would be any type of upset at the way that you raced when you win the winner's circle for the night. If you're not receiving hell for it during the races, you're doing a good job, and you just keep it up. So I want to start out with that first. The reason the competitive racing is suspended next week is not because any of you did an outstanding job. I think E-Man would agree with me on that, and I think Captain Danger would also agree with me on that. If I'm wrong, you two can let me know right now.
No, we just need to sit back for a week.
Yeah. And we do need to sit back for a week. And it may even
have fun for 3 days.
Yeah,
Don't take nothing serious.
it may even last into next week, because we got some things coming on in the future here that we want to be well prepared for. One of those things is a tournament race in the far future, but we also have Christmas and New Year's coming up, and we want to be prepared for that. And I want it to be a nice, easy-going situation when we go into those broadcasts. So
you're like 3 weeks straight almost. 3 weeks? Almost 3 weeks
yeah,
straight?
yeah, it'll be
like
special broadcasting. Yeah.
Special podcast.
Yeah, celebrational broadcasting. So if we take a break now and we just kind of relax and chill, people who are starting to get a little bit burnt out because of lack of experience inside the winner's circle, that'll give them time to just chill and relax a little bit.
Yeah,
does that end the fucking bush?
Ball, like fly and then reverse and fly again.
This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be so interesting.
I can't wait to watch this.
So we're doing this to take a break from our own feelings and frustrations and anything else that we experience during the course of the racing. I don't want you guys to get burned out.
Dangerous ball still for you guys?
Yeah, it's still stuck on Dangerous Ball for me. There we go. Who's it coming to next? That's you, E-Man. So, yeah, we're experiencing a little bit of stalled there in the racing here coming on, but it's not like we're not going to be racing, you guys. We're still going to be racing. We're just going to be out there having fun, not being competitive in a mean old 16 list race. You know, if you're desyncing, whatever, try to stay away from the new people we meet. I guess I don't know. That's all on you. But we're gonna go and be non-competitive for a little while, and just try and cool down. You know, that way people aren't being upset over not winning and everything else. So there's that. There's that. Also, I'll be experiencing. Uh, uh, Installation of different technologies over here, right in the middle of what will be the uh, the, the playlist week for us. So um, just better to be safe than sorry, and not even mess around with doing special things. Next week, I'll be getting new internet type, and there's some crazy things going on. It looks like people are being a little rowdy from time to time, and I mentioned in our message board that some people are having a hard on for the winter circle, and some people are just kind of not caring at all about the winter circle, and it's like there's a
Still gotta
fence.
remember that we're crew members and we kind of like respectfully follow certain rules.
Well, yeah, hold on. Before we get there, it puts up a fence when there's two designations like that. When there's people who are hard on for the win, and then there's people who are all just not really serious about the win. It puts up a fence. There's two different sides all of a sudden. There's these two different groups. And so those two different groups are at odds with each other during the races, right? It's not something that you notice and you see right away, but as you begin to go on into the racing, you start to see that when people aren't winning and they're on the wrong side of the fence, that's when attitude and behavior starts to affect things. And that's what I want to try to avoid. I don't want, so what I want is for some people to end up being a little more, all about the racing. I need for the other people, I need there to be a balance where we're all kind of on the fence together, and I noticed that when some of the bosses tend to sit back, more people start to cross the lines of that side of the fence, right? And we're no longer a team racing together, it's individuals after each other. So E-Man, if you want to talk about that for a minute, and I'll try to sum up in repetition what you said. What I feel like is when the bosses are sitting back, people's courtesy on the track begins to kind of fade. Okay, and it's okay for people with a hard-on for racing to sit back, and it's okay for people with a chill, relaxed mentality to have a little bit of aggression and take control. E-Man?
I'm all for sitting back the 2 days, like I said. But like if everyone's gonna be slightly hard on for each other, I'd rather them be mad that they don't win as much versus mad at each other for something that might have happened during
Being mad at each other versus being mad or frustrated because the same people always win.
Yeah.
I feel that. I think that could tend to happen. Like, kind of like the bosses aren't up front, and so people don't have to behave. And because they don't have to behave, well, it doesn't matter that you're their friend or their teammate or not. They're going to go ahead and take the position, whatever it is they're after. Those are the people who are hard on. And the people who are up there, because the bosses aren't up there and they're racing and they're getting good position, well, they're going to become to get upset and mad because their friends are pushing them off the course, as opposed to upset and mad because they're not close to the winner's circle. And we're not saying these people are upset and mad because they're not close to the winner's circle all the time. We're saying when we sit back, that is what occurs, and we don't want you to be upset and mad at each other. We would rather you be upset and mad at us for always winning.
Yeah.
Right. I can agree with that. Captain, do you have any comments about that?
Because I've noticed that certain people are getting a little more antsy and they'd like to win. So I'm gonna sit back and allow, not necessarily allow, but like let people fight the 2 days a week to get the winner circle versus
Captain
like
Danger
just
stands
being
fully in
totally being
agreement.
sweaty all week.
Right. Okay. Um, you know how I feel about that, and I think I've said this out loud before. Right. As long as you're out there helping people in the back, or whatever, I could care less. But I don't want you to not exercise your skill and ability. Therefore, your skill and ability becomes more dull than as fine as it
Oh,
is.
I'm still gonna fight them out on the track because it's gonna push their skill a little more.
Right.
But
Like
I'm just gonna
don't just hand
sit
it away
back
to
when it
people.
comes time to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll slow down a little bit and let the people right there fight it out
Right. But
versus
I don't want
keeping
you.
them right
I
there
don't want you
fighting.
blatantly just handing it out. You know, like I want you coaching. I want you bringing people up. You know, like from the back, and you do this. I commonly see you when you sit back. You're very, very commonly just in the back, just bringing up the people that get spun out or whatever. You know, and that's what I appreciate about. If you're making an example as one of the bosses on the track, and you do sit back for a race, if I see you doing that, that's what makes me more appreciative than the fact that, okay, he took the time to stand aside so other people can win. But not only is he doing that, he's also bringing his fellow racers, her fellow racers, back up to the front of the track.
And I know there's times people will be back there and they'll be like, I'm not worried about it and everything else. But it's like, if
Those
I
are the
have to
people that I want to.
get you caught back up, I'm gonna
Right.
get you caught back up.
Right. Those are the people that I want to. I want them up there, like fighting for the position, trying to maintain it. Like I'm I'm on the fence about that, and I wish we could all be on the fence about it. Sometimes I'm more in the air of I gotta win. I got a hard on for the win, but I don't care at all about being in the back of the track. I don't care at all. It gives me an opportunity to exercise my leadership wings and bring the people up, right? Gives them the slipstream, get and in the managerial world, it's you give your crew what they need to do the job and get it done correctly, right? And that's all I'm trying to do is just give you what you need to get the job done and do it well, right? So if you're struggling in the back, what you need is some slipstream. You need a little bit of speed. I'm gonna try to offer that to you. You need the good line. Follow me. Let's go up there. Let's slip you up. So,
Yeah, and you might say you're not worried about catching up, but if I can get you caught up and then you can drag their slip, you might pass them and get a win when you thought you might have not have gotten one.
right. So, there's people that, oh shit, that's not going to be good at all. There's people that get caught up in the back, and it's just like, well, that's all right, no big deal. I don't care. I want you guys to fight to get up front. I want you guys to take that on, take advantage of your teammates trying to drag you on. Be into it, And once you get up there, I don't know. The flow of the track is a whole other story, right? So, what I have written down in my notes is the people's courtesy when the bosses sit back. Right. I feel like.
And I know some stuff might not.
I feel like you guys could be more courteous to each other.
That might not happen on someone else's screen or vice versa, but if like someone blatantly is like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying, maybe it could have happened on both of you guys. You just kind of like keep going.
17 seconds, Cap. 15, 14, 13, 12. Captain's over there. He's got a whole half glass and it's full of tears for you guys. Just so you know. He could talk about that if he wants. He does. He really does. He feels bad that he. Well, you guys read the message. Anyways, people's courtesy to each other when the bosses are sitting back. Like, you still need to be courteous just because E-Man's not up there winning and you guys don't want to wreck him or, You don't want to wreck Dark Killer. You don't want to wreck Ghost. You know, like I get it. You don't want to wreck these people, but when those people are sitting back, that doesn't it doesn't give everybody the free for all to go ahead and give each other a hard time. Like you can't do that. It's not okay. Um, that is a complaint that I've received, not like lately, but recently. And it's something I need you guys to understand is as we sit back a little bit and to let you guys experience the win and get that excitement underneath of you and show you what that's like. 'Cause the more you experience that, the more compelled you are to drive hard and get it. Right? And that's what we need you guys doing is driving hard, but you guys can't be beating each other up when you get up there. Drive hard. We want you to. But give each other the courtesy that you would demand yourself if you were in that situation. And I'm pretty sure we'll start seeing a little bit of a difference in those ways. And some of our viewers won't have to say, well, you know, some people are this way, some people are that way. You let it slide. Um,
It's dark.
Anybody, yeah. Anybody can, yeah. Any of you guys can really win anytime you want to, as long as you're fighting as hard as Dark does. But Dark sits back.
He sits back a lot of the time.
Yeah. I can't stress it out to you enough. When we first met Dark, we thought he had merged his cars or he was cheating in some type of way. He had some type of glitch code or something. When we first met him, we didn't know what to think. Dark can win anything. Like that's why I was telling Scooty the other day. Like I would be really impressed if you hold it off against Dark right now. I wasn't trying to be a dick to Scooty. I was just saying, like Dark is a damn good racer, you guys. If he's not winning, he's holding back and letting you guys get the feel for the grind.
It's always photo finish.
You know, and that's what we want. We want you guys to have the feel for the grind. We're not holding back for empathy's sake. You know, every now and again, I will direct somebody to hold back if I have to in order to make it so someone doesn't get burnt out in the lose column or the not win column, right? But I've done that once since this crew has formed to its 20-person level. One time.
Well, not only that, but when you do experience that feeling, it does change.
It compels you. It compels you. And I tell you what, it gets rid of fucking depression on the spot too. You know, let me experience that win. Right? So that's that first topic. All right, you guys.
There's still times now where
Danger says the power of Christ compels you.
I might get in a certain lane or something, and then my dad might look at me like, "Yo, like, why are you like so hyped up?"
It's adrenaline just flowing. Like shit.
If you would
Come
have
on.
seen the way it finished, it's like.
Yeah. So there's that experience of the win and the way that it makes you feel. And we want everybody to feel that. It compels you to win and be a better driver and experience it. It drives you to feel it again. It's almost like track crack, okay? I'm just going to admit it. But I mean, it is. It's some good stuff. Captain Danger can tell you all about it. He can tell you all about it. And I know exactly what that feels like. I could sit here and tell you all about it, but I'm going to wait for Captain Danger to eventually get a mic. Don't worry, it's not going to be today. Maybe for...
Also, don't be afraid to race on your own.
Yeah, do that.
If it's just you practicing a track, or if you come across a different group of people, even if they're they could be dirty racers, and it might frustrate you, but put yourself in certain situations. It's gonna make you think differently when you're driving with people that aren't dirty or different things like that.
I just want to say this too. If you're worried about being in those situations with strangers and you don't know how you're going to look in those situations, especially with an S202 tag, you could just practice the best line. Like you're allowed to race all by yourself. It's okay. Like you can hit a playlist, not invite anybody, and just go buck wild on that shit. So
Just
it's not
practice
like you
your
have to race
line.
other
Like,
people. You can just sit there and practice your line. Like that's not, like that's fine too. But I would definitely encourage people to go out there and just get in the hot ring circuit and just hang out in the community and just by yourself for a little while and see,
sorry.
like see if you're not the better racer because you're racing with some really good racers and see that you don't dominate those courses and that you meet other good racers and you bring other people to invite, like people are going to start to
I'll be
respect you.
honest, when we used to do the street races, I used to
And
load up every once in a while, and I'd go on there and try to get the lobby to myself so I could sit there and practice the shortcuts
I would go on
or
there and try to
certain
race so
turns
cleanly I would get other
or
racers'
things like
attention.
that.
Be like, oh, this guy is racing, not wrecking people. Like, I get friend requests after races. Uh, so that's how well you want to be
I'm not
racing,
gonna say I'd never
right?
race with random. I
No,
just
no,
don't be
I
scared
always race
to
with
try
randoms.
to do it alone. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
Like,
racing with randoms is how I met everybody here.
oh yeah, I joined up on the street races one night because I was like, what is this?
Hmm.
And then this man was over here live streaming and everything
I
else.
remember the night you walked in on it.
And he was like, yo, let me help you out.
Yeah, I remember the night you walked in on it.
I think that was the same night Danger showed up.
Yeah. The first race he joined, you and I were right there. Um, the first race. Wow, it's like an anniversary. It's like an anniversary or something. We should have. I think it's back in history somewhere. We'll actually go and check that out sometime, Captain. We'll go and check that out. What hole are we on? 4? Yeah, we got some time
What
here.
topic are we on?
The flow, the track. Like,
Whoa!
we had incredibly good flow and such good racing the day before yesterday.
Except for that one track.
Except for that, yeah, where everyone turned and you were like, "Hey, don't all bunch together and try to pass." No one fucking
Yeah, because I
listened
knew
to
it would happen because it sped so quick to the right.
Except that one. It was just beautiful racing, and there's so much to clip out. There's going to be like seconds upon seconds of clips between clips, right? And it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. There's so many videos I have to get to ahead of that, and that's another reason why we should be taking a break here, so I can take some time to edit out the content I already have. For Christ's sake, there's so much you guys don't understand. But the flow on the track last night, I can't compare. And
I don't know what was in the
it's like everything that it's like
something.
everything that we've ever tried to emphasize and influence into good racing and good character and all that, like into our understanding behavior about each other, like everything. And you could have fucking cut the tension with the baby spoon. You know how they got the rubber thing around them? Yeah, you could have cut it like freaking.
The only thing that saved last
like
night,
freaking
I'm
Jello.
gonna be honest, was you and Ghost.
That was the breaking point. Like after Danger's internet dropped and it bounced and it was just a little bit,
And then Bart left.
it finally started to get a little bit better. And you can just have some. Here, just take a couple. Just take a couple. So, anyways, it was like all of everything that we stood for had suddenly disappeared, you guys, and that's when I thought to myself, man, if it keeps going like this, we're not even gonna. Like, how are we gonna display?
How are we gonna do it?
How are we gonna display ourselves as a team if this is the way it ends up? When some of us are acting up, when some of us aren't experiencing the win, when some of us are taking things with too much of a hard on.
Danger, can you move?
No, you can't move, man. Stand right there, Danger. I got the perfect idea.
Whack him right in the face, guy. Sorry, I noticed that right when your hit started. I've never seen him place someone right there.
Apparently, I can only make it like bounce off of his body.
And everybody woke up this morning clear-headed. No one was mad at each other and everything else. But
Is everybody ready for this?
We don't want multiple.
He got in my way. That should be.
Him over.
That should be a gimme or something, shouldn't it?
It should be. You literally almost knocked him over.
Oh, that's funny. All right, I'm sorry. We were talking about the flow of the track. Now, what do we divert to right now? Oh, that was hilarious. I couldn't help a little bit
like I said,
comic relief.
I think everyone woke up this morning. No one was mad at each other and everything else.
Oh,
but
yeah.
At the same time,
Oh,
I don't want to.
Listen, man.
Like that all the time.
Yeah, I lead a crew. I can't, I can't not address the shit that obviously happened in front of, like, all of our readers last night, right? So, yeah. And I'm just trying to be as cool and personable about everything as I can be. Like you guys are the reason my channel's doing so well right now. So, like, what am I don't know. Like when I come home from my daily life and work, you guys are the people I come home to. Like there's no reason for me to let things go in this world too, and let the ball drop. Like I gotta take care of you guys and take care of our situations just as much as I gotta take care of my people at work and their situations. That's how real it is for me. Like, but I got content to provide for and a channel I'm trying to grow. And so I'm in doing so, I'm going to ask for some things from time to time, and it's going to be the flow of traffic in our racing. And then sometimes I'll ask you to go out and make something crazy for me so that I can get that in the background. So I'll ask you to do things for content every now and again. That's always the case with E-Man and Captain. And I've asked you guys to be sure to stay out of my own E-Man's Captain's ways because we get a little crazy on the racetrack sometimes. And I understand that sometimes that can entice behavior. And I'm sorry about that. Nobody is in trouble for their behavior last night. I just wish that the flow of traffic had been a little bit more genuine. But we had other things going on. So that's that. Speaking of other things going on, you guys, apparently you guys have been talking in the chat. Fine, talk all you want. Fine, goddamn, talk all you want. Apparently, there's birthdays coming up. I don't know. I didn't. Is there 3 of them? I didn't keep track of it. Admittingly, like your guys' ages and birthdays, though a few of you are specifically important to me, that's really none of my business, unless I willingly need to go out and buy you something and send it to you. Then I'll make sure and ask and do all that. But that's fine. If you guys want to talk in there, that's good. Go ahead. I told you my age and my birthday, so whatever. I'm with it. You guys are silly though. I'm glad that we have a grandpa up in that mug.
2 of them.
That's for sure. But anyways, what about the birthdays?
Well,
Something special.
Mine,
Something special.
I'm gonna do a race playlist. I'm gonna get a race from everybody on the crew, like one of their favorite races.
You want a race from everybody on the crew?
Add it to a playlist.
Oh, right in the freaking sand.
So when it comes up to their race, if they want the settings a certain way, like even though it'll be like my birthday, I'll have them do the settings a certain way. Like if it's a certain car, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be their race. Right?
So E-Man takes a race from everybody, and he's going to make the playlist, a race from everybody. And when we come across your race that he took from you, It's going to be your rules, the kind of car you want, whether or not it's slipstream, catch up, contact, whatever. Not only with about the races, you guys, any specific idea that you have, let us know. We are more than obliged to make the content you want to make on your birthday, and we will even celebrate your character's birthday, and we will do that. Not just lobby stuff either. I mean anything. If you want to do a death match or whatever, or you want to go do a mission for Charlie or whatever the hell, I don't know. Just tell us, man. We'll do it. We'll do it. It's your birthday. Like, you got better shit to do. So if you're hanging out with us, more power to you.
Yeah, we don't have to race. Like, we can do whatever.
Right.
Whatever.
Oh no, that's not right. I need to go to punch and punch this bad boy out of here, but I keep skipping it. And I only got 23 seconds. I need to get the longest one, because it doesn't always go where you want it to go when you hit it out of the sand.
When you got that little hill right there
Yeah.
in front of you also.
Oh shit, it's going to the other sandbox. Yeah, well, that's all right. So your guys' birthdays are a big deal for the president, and we want to make sure that we do it right just for you. So please let us know what exactly your birthday is coming up, so that we can plan out whatever kind of emphasis. If you want it to be after dark emphasis, cool, we could do the after dark. If you want it to be anything else specifically, just let us know, and we'll either make content out of it or we'll use it for after dark. So that'll be cool. It'll show up in a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thread. Don't worry, guys, we will still be doing the after dark for the races, even though the playlist is suspended this week. We'll still be doing after dark and all that. So that's it. We already talked about practicing on your own, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, that marks off
Whether it's with
number
whether
5.
you're on your own, whether you're with randoms, whether you're just with one.
I mean, it
friend.
really helps, you know? Like, it really freaking helps. Yeah, grab another suspect and just go. Me and Black Tide went last night, and I mean, we had a ball. We had a ball. We took this shit. It was great. Me and Black Tide had fun being suspects last night. It was dope. All kinds of dope, guys. So why not? It's also fine-tuning your skills, and it's, you know, feeding your memory muscle, your muscle memory. So, you know, do it, man. Have a blast out there. You're good racers. You have an S202 tag, so you're representing a good thing. Why not? I think it's a not an okay idea if you're not out there practicing in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. I'll show you how to do it later. I think it's not a good idea if you're not practicing in some way, shape, or form throughout the map at some point in time during your regular session.
Practice without pressure.
Right. Yeah, that's true too. I like taking playlists that people just want to show me, because there's no pressure to win. It's just people are just showing me their playlists, and they're, you know, like the want is met right there. I don't need to win. You know, I'm just experiencing someone else's playlist, and I usually grab a few races every time somebody does it. So when I do that, I make new races, and then we come up with new playlists. So there you go. You want to talk about Captain?
We can talk about Captain.
Yeah, Captain.
Also, just because I said I'm gonna, like, because I'm offering the 1 day a week thing, you guys can pick my day. If you rather do Wednesday,
I'd rather not even know.
You know what I'm saying?
Or I'd rather think you fucked up, and just, you know, like, now you're just out there helping
I
people.
know that sometimes Mondays just pop up.
Like, I don't want you to be like, all right, guys, race number 1. Tell you what, I'm just gonna sit back for the whole session and you guys win. You know, like, I don't want you to be like
so
that.
just make it random. Right?
Yeah. I don't want you to be obvious about it. I don't want you to be very, very taintly weird about it. Like, sometimes he wins, sometimes he doesn't. No, he'll kick your fucking ass whenever he wants to. Right? Like that kind of shit.
Said, we just want more people to do something.
I have to have more people experience that feeling. If they aren't winning, they're not becoming better, right? And if they're not compelled to win and feel that feeling, then there's no reason for them to get better. You feel me?
I feel you, guys.
All right. So this is the feeling that Captain Danger was experiencing the other night. Okay. He had been winning for a little bit. He felt compelled to win. It overtook him, and he apologized to all of you guys, like, openly, like in a 20-person thread. Like,
Yo, this guy feels so bad.
he legit has horrible feelings about that. Um, I'm going to admit my frustration. I don't want to be seen as a crew boss who doesn't take care of business inside the crew. We could talk about other people's desync and how that has affected their standing with their crews. And it would be very unfair of me to not address the situation within my own crew of the same circumstance. It is part of the major reason why we are experiencing the suspension and competition play here this next week. But not only is it a good reason to do so for that and show the world that I do take some type of pride in the way I experience everyone, or the way I expect everyone to run their crew. Like, not only do I take pride in that, but I will practice that. I'm not above my own rules. I will talk to my own teammates and my own captains, even presidents, and let them know you guys are witnessing a change. I'm not an irresponsible president of the crew, and we're all still friends. No one's sad at each other. No one's crying. Well, Captain Danger might be shedding a tear inside of his panties over there, but whatever. Close up on Captain's face. Nope, no tears. Anyways, so Captain was experiencing just as such. He was just feeling the wind, and that's contagious. So it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us. I can only just beg you guys, just please, if you feel it happening, just embrace yourself with a little bit of self-respect and dignity for your racers, your teammates. Right at the end of the race, we're friends. Like our opponents are our friends. So I'm not the one wearing panties and heels. Oh Christ! Do you have a microphone yet, Captain? That's okay. I'm kicking their ass. They can be mean to me all they want. No, E-Man's kicking our ass. What the hell? Anyways, so Captain's desync. He understands that there's rules that everyone needs to abide by. And he just got a little, whoa. We need to tell him that he's desyncing. And, we just need to be a little bit of a reminder to him. But there is some things going on that I'm trying to alleviate in the circumstance of people having desync, so that people who do have desync can enjoy the racing. I've been racking my brains all day to figure this out, and I think I've got it figured out. I don't want to reveal that quite yet to everybody, but us three in the President's Club have talked about it, and we are coming up with a resolution. It does involve other playlists, so you guys can expect some type of news in the future about the expansion of different playlists and what that means as far as our scalability and good lucks goes to in the future. Is there anything else to be said about that?
We need to come up with a way for the people without mics to tell Danger, like a honk twice or something.
Well, I think everybody's going to be honking at some point in time here and there. I think... No. They're just going to have to rely on their teammates seeing it as well. I don't know if it's going to get that thick. I think it's not going to be just one person sees him and oops, that person doesn't happen to have a mic. I think it's going to be more like everyone sees it and we're just going to have to tell him. But we need to tell Danger when he's not having desync so that he can come up and race. And that doesn't happen very often, and so I'm coming up with a resolution for it, guys. And just hang in there with me, and believe me, it'll be just fine. We'll all get to experience a normal and just environment together. You guys want to talk about the tournament, or you want to talk about Christmas and New Year's?
Let's work in order. We can go Christmas first.
Christmas first? All right. So we're going to be doing some things for Christmas as the new events hit the map, right? So, for example, the pumpkins over Halloween, right? I think it's going to...
Snowman.
Right.
Christmas.
Yeah, it's going to be like snowman or something. So Whatever hits the map, we're going to go out and experience that and enjoy that for Christmas. And that'll be the majority.
Snowball fight.
Yeah, that'll be the majority of our after dark pre and post racing. So you guys can just kind of have a heads up for what the after dark and what the lobby is going to be like before and afterwards. There's probably going to be snow on the ground, so we're probably all going to be in some kind of SUV or some kind of special Christmas vehicle, one or the other, I can imagine.
Aren't you working on a playlist also?
Right. There's Weed Mike is out there working on a playlist for us, and so he'll provide that for us just before Christmas, and we'll be able to take advantage of that as part of the Christmas special. It'll be a playlist that he puts out, and then we'll go and race it. So that'll be something fun that we can all kind of do together. And nobody has to experience wins or losses there. It's just a Christmas playlist. If you want to take the competition seriously there, you're free to. But again, you may have other people just solely chilling and kicking back just because Weed Mike's playlist. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be highly decorated and everything too, so some people just may not even be racing. Some people just may be checking out his Christmas playlist, and he's taking some time to do it, so he's wanted it to be a little bit more like put together than what went on for Halloween, where he just kind of threw everything together real fast. So I can respect that. New Year's comes up after that. That's gonna be fun, guys. Make sure after work on New Year's or whatever, before the broadcast at least, make sure you go and buy a few shooters, just a few shooters. Let's be a little bit moderate here. Whatever a few shooters means to you, and we're gonna have a normal New Year's drinking together as friends. But we're gonna do that in gameplay until the ball drops. And so we may be drunk out there. We are going to make the part of the pre after dark footage. We're going to make that a thing about not condoning drunk driving and etc. And we're all going to be together at the same area, probably the football field.
Call a taxi.
Right.
Somewhere.
Right. Take a taxi to the races. Right. So we're going to be having fun for New Year's. Just try and make sure that we're not going too overboard with our drinking, please. This is why I say just a few shooters. I am only going to buy 3 shooters. Honestly, I don't know about anybody else. I don't really favor alcohol. I don't drink it like that. So a few shooters is going to be just fine for me.
Smoke also.
Right. Yeah. And as soon as when I'm smoking pot. Yeah. So and I don't condone drunk driving, and I'm not trying to I don't know. Enable. I don't want to enable anyone's alcoholism or anything like that. Danger, we golf. Wait, we talking and walking? Yes, sir, we are. We are going to be talking and walking. Like I said, just please keep it moderate, you guys. I don't want to be the YouTube personality that condones public drunkenness and drunk driving and all this. So that's not meaning we're going to sit there and talk about it before we go and do it, just so everybody knows. The big kahuna. There's 2 more things to talk about. There's Easter and there's the first, second, and third place rule.
Easter competition.
It's going to be a 3-day event. Time trials are on the first day.
It's going to be a playlist.
2.
Made up specifically.
2 playlists. Yeah. Yeah. Going to be time trials and 2 playlists. First day is nothing but time trials for everybody. As long as you're cool enough and fast enough, you can get in. Hopefully people ain't getting wrecked around. Not with my razors. I don't know anybody else's crew though. So. There
will be 1 to 2 different crews.
Right. I don't as many crews as want to join or can join. I suppose. Uh, we're trying to make some time to coordinate all the rules out, and so we have a chat group going with a lot of the presidents in it. Feel free to be a part of that chat group, even if you're not a part of our friend group. And I may be talking to someone specifically there. I'm not going to mention any names, uh, but feel free to try and be a part, and if you want to be. So there's a whole chat for that, but it's going to be a 3-day event. Time trials on the first day. Second day is going to begin the tournament. Third day is going to end the tournament. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And it's going to be for Easter. So there's some time to get out there and practice and make your practice worth the effort, for sure. For sure. Right.
Right.
Okay. There's one last thing to talk about. It's kind of important. I feel like that's gonna go into the water over there. Alright. Alright.
Ooh, right in the shade.
My favorite part of our races is the last race. Actually, I take that back. My favorite part is racing on the GP Hellfire track. Our GP Hellfire. There's a lot of great content comes from there. It's so exciting, especially when you put the right music with it. But anyways, a lot of great racing and a lot of good flow and everything comes from the last race. The last race. Man, I love the last race, especially the way we have our playlist set up now, where it's always pack racing. That changed up Monday. I apologize. I'm trying to get that fixed for you guys. But
that pack rat racing gets entertaining.
it really does. It really does, and it really shows you who has good character and who's there for the team. And, like it really reveals a lot about our team. And so I'm happy to have it, and I see nothing but good things from all of us from that race. Even the people who are sitting in the back of the playlist. So I see good things from everybody, and I appreciate what everybody does in those races. Damn, that ball took a minute to go.
Yeah,
I see a lot of good character in you guys, and that's why I continue to love you guys and never have any issues or problems with you guys. I don't, so I see everybody's comments, but I guess since we're on the last issue, I can go talk to everybody now. Let me get up in the broadcast real fast. I got this shot with my eyes closed, you guys. Don't even worry about it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna power shot it. It's not far over, so I'm gonna go as close to the tree as I can. That'll work. And let's go. Yeah. All right, I'm right next to that ball. The 1, 2, 3 rule. Okay. First, Mike wants to see a hole in one. Not gonna happen. And he has a new track. He has a new track for us. And let's see. All right. It's all good comments in there. Hello,
I do
people.
have a hole in one.
Hello, people.
Clip.
Whatever, man. That's not even. It's not even. Nope. I wasn't there to see it. It doesn't count. 1, 2, 3 rule. The 1, 2, 3 rule. Some of us believe in it a little more religiously than others. I can tell you why I believe in it the most religiously, and E-Man can tell you why he can appreciate it but doesn't see it as a necessity. I don't know what Danger feels about it. He hasn't really mentioned anything specifically about it other than he's sorry for the past 2 nights, and I will take that and his open apology to our crew thread. And full Captain Danger character. That man has outstanding character, and it's just a personal little glitch there for him. But anyways, the 1-2-3 rule. I
It's
think
good.
I think a 16 race playlist is something in and of itself to begin with. That stands alone. That is demanding of a lot of your time, like a lot of your time, and so you're committing to something there, and you're, I mean, you're giving it all to the people around you, your team. You know, that's a lot of time from your day. If you're spending that kind of time giving us that type of commitment, and you're holding down first, second, or third, I think that in and of itself demands the respect that is necessary to say, leave these people alone and the last few laps of the last race. That's it. They deserve that. They've held on to it, fought for it. They've bent tooth and nail to get to it. You guys know how hard it is to get up there and achieve that. It's difficult, especially if you're not one of the bosses doing it on a regular basis. So the 1-2-3 rule is in effect on the last race as it stands. For anyone that wants to use it or that expects anyone else to use it, you deserve that. Like, I feel like you deserve that. E-Man, on the other hand, does not see an opposition to that. He just has another view on how it looks if we don't place the 1-2-3 rule in effect. So go ahead, E-Man.
Well, I guess saying is like it makes things somewhat interesting because if someone that's not up there takes it, then say someone that like the points are gonna be set. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I could win, but if I'm not like, all right, so if first and second are fighting, right?
Okay.
But if they're a couple point gap, say second comes first and then first comes second, there's not much of a point margin to make a difference. So like, it could probably be tied or 1 point anyway.
Okay.
So if like say someone in the back takes it, the point there, whoever's up there is gonna win regardless. So I guess I'm just saying is it kind of makes things more interesting, and then it also gives that last second chance for someone that might have not won that night to win. But
Right, and that's dangerous perspective, I guess. What I just now read was, you know, if that's the only chance you have in winning for the night, you should be able to take it.
like sometimes if it's only like 2 or 3 points apart, I could see like what you're saying, because like it is a 2 or 3 point gap between first and second when you finish. But like if they can't like take first by that couple points, like then I guess I don't see why it
Right, if
would
they're
be
not
a thing, because they're not gonna be able to get it.
if they're not
anyways.
stealing
It's
first,
literally
second, or
only a
third,
3
then
point difference.
right. Like if they're not if they're not working their way into the winner's circle with that, and it's not gonna make a difference. And if the winner's circle is in a position where they're not really going to feel it so much either, because their positions are basically fixed in their place, similar to what Ghost was last night or the night before. You know, it didn't matter what she did in third place. No one was going to take her position. She wasn't in jeopardy of being overtaken, and she wasn't going to be able to take second place or first place. So no matter what she did, no matter what happened, it wouldn't have mattered, right? And so she was in a position where she could decide whether or not she wanted to just sit back and chill, or if she wanted to go up there and be a part of the winner's circle. And she was 50-50 on that. She chilled, and then in the last few laps, looked like maybe she got into it, and that's fine. You know, that I feel like you should be able to do that at least.
I guess I
So,
just feel like if it's not a 2 or 3 point difference, I feel like anybody should be able to take it because that's really the only point difference between first and second.
all right, and so
3
we
points.
cover the point differences in between every race. I let you know who's in jeopardy of what, who's fighting for which place, etc. How many points there are in between. We go through that when we look at the playlist, and I always tell you, all right, let's go see what the playlist says. This is the time to listen up. Right? If you're in a position where you can take the winner's circle, well, you're more than welcome to give that a chance. You don't have to abide by the 1, 2, 3 rule. You're part of the 1, 2, 3 rule at that point. Right? If you're in a position inside the winner's circle where it doesn't matter what happens, you're locked in and it doesn't matter, feel free to do whatever the hell you want to do. That's no big deal either. If you're outside of the winner's circle and there's no chance that you could get in, you're not going to mess up anybody's position. Feel free to have at it. If you haven't won a race all night long, and that is your only opportunity because that's what's going on in the moment, you're allowed to do that. I will not be upset in any kind of way with you guys. There are presidents that feel that way also. At the same
I
time,
guess it's
at the same
a
time,
3 point difference between first and second.
at the same time,
Then
because
then
I
it's
feel the way,
fight.
at the same time, because I feel the way I feel about it. If you feel a certain way, one way or the other, practice what you choose. We'll see what happens on the racetrack. And if what begins to occur becomes a problem, we'll address it at that time. Up and until that time, the rule still stands as you see it fitting to yourself. Is that fair for everybody?
I feel like that's fair. I just know some people spend that whole 15 minutes.
What matters to me is that there is some modicum of respect given to the people for whom respect is deserved.
Yo, my ball's lined up with the hole, but it's too risky.
You can give Mike a hole in one from right there. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Dude, you're 2 shots ahead of us. To me, anyways. You're 8 shots ahead of Captain. Damn, boy. Nope, that was not it.
The wind was too hard.
I mean, he tried for you, though, wee Mike. That's good.
The line was literally going in the hole, so I was like, I'll go for it.
Actually, I guess it wouldn't have been a hole in one, though, because that would have been like technically the second
hole
shot.
in 2.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, that was the content of the president's meeting. You guys were trying to be a little bit transparent with you this time, since you guys know that there's a whole thing going on in the thread up there.
Yeah, we're trying to work with danger and all that different stuff.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say we're trying to work with danger. It's just, he's not the issue. We have all these issues that we spoke of tonight, and I think
not the only one with these.
I think the straw that breaks my back, and I have to admit it, I got frustrated and I got upset, and I decided that we needed to suspend the competition for a little while. I don't see it fitting that there's contention inside of the crew and that we should display that competitively to the world. But then at the same time, there's a plethora of reasons to do it, and there's a plethora of things to take advantage of in the meantime. And we're going to do that together. Right?
I think we just need a week to have fun together.
Yeah, we do. The only thing we're suggesting we don't do together is when you guys aren't hanging out and you're whatever, just go practice some racing. Like it ain't gonna kill you. Hop on the racetrack and go show everybody else you're a fucking boss. In fact, you just feel free to go ahead and do so. I would encourage such behavior, especially with that tag of yours. You guys,
I used to do it.
Yeah, feel free to message me all you want, personally and individually. Give me your guys' comments, concerns about what's going on and the things we talk about right here in this President Club golf games. And up until that time, I hope you guys were able to sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. hit like, subscribe, and tap that notifications bell. That's how you know I'm going live and on air and doing this kind of thing, especially when we have these President's Club meetings if you're an S202. And until next time, we'll just see you guys in the next video. I took second? What? That's not... What?
First game I won in a while.